What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, Black Lives Matter apparel has been banned by the Tokyo Olympics at the ceremony. So it's part of the main ceremonies. It says Tokyo Olympics athletes barred from wearing BLM, Black Lives Matter apparel at the ceremonies. I'm going to read you this article from TMZ Sports. It says the Tokyo athletes will not be allowed to wear Black Lives Matter apparel at game ceremonies this summer. Officials have confirmed that that's part of the ban on protest and political messaging. So it's not just BLM that they're targeting, just BLM is included in this message. The IOC revealed its broad policy 2 weeks ago on no demonstrations on the field of play during the official ceremonies of the podium. But the Associated Press reported this week officials have now confirmed BLM apparel is included in this ban. Officials, though, say BLM slogans will be allowed during at least some parts of the games, such as press conferences, during interviews, and at team meetings. But they stress if the messaging comes off during the official ceremonies, at the podiums, or during competition, athletes could be subject to punishment. The IOC has said that the ban on protesting was put in place after a majority of the 3,500 athletes it polled were in favor to restrict rules against demonstration. So that brings us to this. I know someplace, somewhere, there's a lot of like right wing conservatives are very happy about this. They're like, whoa, yeah, no BLM at the Olympic ceremonies, blah, blah, blah. And then you got some, those right wing people. Then the left wing people are like, man, screw the Olympics because we should be able to wear BLM stuff wherever we want, whenever we want, yada, yada, yada. So here's my thing on it. I really don't see much of a problem because it sounds like, one, you have freedom of speech here in America, but these Olympics are taking place in Tokyo. Now we know across the country or across the world, rules are different. So now that we're in Tokyo, we have to abide by not only their rules, but the rules of the IOC, which is like the International Olympics Committee. So we have to follow their rules. And they said they polled over 3,500 athletes. And those athletes all kind of came to an agreement that they don't want to see political messaging, whether it's Black Lives Matter or, whatever political messaging is taking place across the world. And so I don't really have a problem with this rule. I don't really like, I see where some people can be upset. I'm looking at both sides. But if you're following the rules of the IOC and those who are taking place, who are running the Olympics committee, now, if the Olympics were held in Los Angeles, or if the Olympics were held in Atlanta, or New York City, or Houston, or somewhere in the United States, you'd have a bigger backlash. But the reason why this is kind of going, under the radar, flying under the radar, because it's taking place in Tokyo, right? With the Olympics taking place in Tokyo, like I said, you have to follow the IOC rules. You have to follow the rules of the people of Tokyo. So the thing is, the Olympics, for a lot of people around the world, it is a chance for them to escape whatever is taking place in said country that they live in said part of the world that they live in said continent, country, state, if you're in the States, whatever, in province, wherever. It's a chance for them to escape and watch their favorite athlete represent their country on the world stage. Whether that's your favorite gymnast, your favorite swimmer, your favorite basketball player, your favorite track star, your favorite, name the sport, whatever sport that you like the most, soccer player, whatever. So they want to eliminate the political messaging, and Black Lives Matter is part of the biggest political messaging taking place here in said United States. And there is a lot of division that comes from Black Lives Matter, even here in the United States. Not over, once again, we have to remember, not over the actual slogan, right? The slogan Black Lives Matter, we know there's not a problem with that. What we're talking about, Black Lives Matter is, we can't forget, they are an organization that is ran by white liberals, an organization that we just saw leaders of said organization go out and purchase millions of dollars worth of real estate, millions, like literally millions, and write books and capitalize off the deaths of people in our community. So the organization itself brings division within the Black community. So just imagine what it would do on a world stage. And I can see people of the Olympic Committee looking at that and looking what's taking place in the United States with the organization of Black Lives Matter and be like, no, they need to be on the list too, because we don't need to be highlighting said organization on a world stage. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. If these people, if they're having, division within this organization in their own home country, why in the world would we allow them to promote that on a global stage? I get it. Yes, Black Lives Matter. That is a cool saying, and we understand that all Black life matters, right? But the actual organization, Black Lives Matter org, because the thing is, if you're a little boy or a little girl in France, or a little boy, a little girl in Australia, or a little boy, a little girl in, pick your favorite part of the world, and you see this imaging, and you see this messaging, and you look up Black Lives Matter as an, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? Black Lives Matter, what is that? The first thing that's going to pop up is the organization. The same organization that I'm telling you has quite the amount of division between our own people, because it's not real Black people running Black Lives Matter. It is a left wing being funded by the Democratic Party. It's a left-wing subsidy being funded by the Democratic Party. So I understand why they put a ban on it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Now, like they said, you'll still be able to wear, the Black Lives Matter if you choose to wear the gear at press conferences, at, at different like individual sessions. It looks like at different individual sessions. It says officials, those say Black Lives Matter slogans will be allowed in some parts of the games, such as press conferences, during interviews at team meetings, right? But they're saying at the grand ceremony, which is one of the most watched parts of the Olympics, the grand opening ceremonies, no Black Lives Matter, and not just them, but no political messaging will take place. And I'm not mad at it. I can't even be mad. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. at the Black Boss Channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and continue to tune in to the Black Boss Channel. We post content on here every single day. Thank you guys for tuning in.